personal launch monitor data that syncs to your phone that you can take out on the course and use as a digital caddy to tell you what club to hit. Well, this sort of feature has previously been reserved for more higher end launch monitors, but now you can do it with any launch monitor, whether it's budget or high end. And I'm about to show you how. My name is Mitch, and over the past 5 years, I've built a variety of home golf simulators, tested out pretty much every launch monitor on the market, all with the ultimate goal to try and improve my real life golf game. And this app has just genuinely helped me shoot one of my lowest scores ever out on the real course. But there are some things about it that are still not perfect. But more about those later. Now, golf GPS apps are a dime a dozen these days. So when the creators of Noonan reached out to me and asked me to test their product, I was a little apprehensive at first. Now, I've used an alternative GPS app for years, which I really like, and I was unsure as to how different Noonan could actually be. But then they explained to me that this app takes your data from your personal launch monitor and overlays it onto a GPS map of the real life golf course that you're currently playing. And it also has some amazingly helpful features as well. I had to test it out. It calls itself a digital caddy, and in a nutshell, it basically takes your launch monitor bag mapping data, overlays some dispersion circles onto the golf course that you're playing, and gives you a percentage score of how likely you are to hit the fairway or the green or the rough or a hazard. Now, I've tested out pretty much the exact same feature using the recent Bushnell and Foresight collaboration, which ultimately uses an expensive rangefinder and an expensive launch monitor. But Noonan allows you to use any launch monitor, and you even get a few extra features as well. So whether you own a Garmin R10, a Square Golf, a FlightScope Mevo Plus, or its new Gen 2 model, SkyTrack or SkyTrack Plus, Rapsodo MLM2 Pro, Unicore, or any other launch monitor brand, you will be able to use that data with this app. And some of those brands are actually officially integrated with Noonan as well. So I thought I'd put Noonan through its paces using the very popular Square Golf launch monitor. So I loaded up GS Pro, which in my opinion is the best golf simulator software out there. I connected it to my Square Golf launch monitor and just headed to the practice range to start a full bag mapping session. Now basically I told GS Pro exactly what clubs that I carry in my bag from wedge to driver, and then I went ahead and hit 5 shots with each club. Now, one important thing to note here is that every time you switch clubs, you need to make sure that you change the club within the GS Pro software as well. Otherwise, your data is going to get all muddled up. Now, Noonan needs 3 key bits of information for each shot. It needs your carry distance, your total distance, and your offline dispersion. Basically, how far right or left you miss your target. And the great thing is you don't have to use GS Pro. You can use any simulator software out there as long as you can export a session file or even just take a screenshot of your data, because Noonan can read that as well. Anyway, I went ahead and exported my session as a CSV file from GS Pro, and now it was time to upload it to the app. So let's head to the golf course. If you're considering building your very own home golf simulator, then check out my Golf Simulator Starter Pack from the links in the description below. It's basically a step-by-step guide that walks you through how to build your very own bespoke home golf simulator, what to look for in every single component so that you can understand what you are buying and making sure that you are buying the right components that are suited for you. And my downloadable ebook is included in this pack, and that basically has discounted links to a variety of golf simulator related products so that you can not only save yourself a ton of time but quite a lot of money in the process. Visit the links in the description below so that you can start improving your golf game and playing recreations of world famous bucket list courses from the comfort of your very own home. Okay, so I'm out on the course and I've loaded up the Noonan app, and what I need to do is take all of my data from the launch monitor inside the sim and upload it to this app, which is a super straightforward process. So all I've got to do is click on data, and I'm going to add some data, and as you can see, you can choose from a variety of different launch monitors. Now I've used Square Golf, and obviously that isn't on here just yet, so all I've got to do is press other. I can either upload my data by some screenshots or photographs, or you can obviously upload the full file. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to choose my CSV file, and there it is straight away. Open it up, upload it, and there we go. 66 shots have just been uploaded. We have some success, and now we can go and take our data from the sim and use it out on the course with our digital caddy. So like all good GPS apps, you can select from a variety of golf courses all around you. I'm obviously playing here today at the beautiful Longridge Golf Club on a stunning day. It's not too windy, which makes a change for this beautiful course. It's usually blowing an absolute gale. Okay, got the third hole here at Longridge. It's playing around about 500 yards today. And if we go to the app, okay, all I've got to do is obviously gives me the map layout of the hole, very similar to any other GPS sort of app. But as soon as I hit the orange N sign, the orange Noonan button, give it a few seconds and I'll show you something pretty magic. Okay, now what you can see here is we have got some dispersion circles, and this is currently for my driver, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner. What's amazing about this app is that it also gives you a percentage chance of you hitting the fairway. So as you can see here, I've got a 41% chance of hitting the fairway. That's not very good, is it? Now, it's a par 5. I want to get this in play. I want to give myself a chance at making par. I'm playing off a handicap of 9 at the moment, and my main focus is to make as many pars as possible. I'm not bothered about birdies. I just want to make, especially these par 5s, just want to make them as easy as possible and give myself a nice wedge in. So I'm going to head down to the My Bag section, and I'm going to click on 5-iron. And you'll see straight away that the dispersion circle is much tighter with my 5-iron, and I've also got a 74% chance of hitting the fairway. Oh, I've absolutely peached it. The wind has taken it further right than what I would have liked, but good shot. Just hope I'm not behind any of those little trees on the right. Okay, as you can see, I'm in a slight predicament here. The wind has pushed it much further right than what I anticipated. I didn't actually play for it, to be fair. However, it's a par 5. I've still got an opportunity to get it down there. The green is basically just behind these little trees in front of me. The wind is going to help it back round, so I should be able to fade it down there if I aim left of these trees. Now, what is also amazing about this app is you have this target aim here. Now basically, from where I am, this white line shows you if you aim in a certain direction, obviously it moves the dispersion circles accordingly as to whether you're going to hit the fairway or not. So all you've got to do is just tap the screen on the left hand side or the right hand side, and that will adjust your target aim. Now for me, I'm going to zoom right in on these trees, and if I aim ever so slightly to the left of those trees in front of me, it's going to say that I've got a 68% chance of hitting the fairway if I take my 5-iron. Now if I go down to a 6-iron, let's see how that changes. I've got a 71% chance of hitting the fairway. So I'm quite fancying my chances here. I'm going to go for another 5-iron. Like I said, I'm striking it quite well, and it's saying if I just aim to the left of these trees, I should end up on the fairway with an 84% chance anyway. Slight fadey one, get a good strike. Oh, it's absolutely delightful. I'm not gonna lie, I've played that pretty perfectly. So all I need to do now is just press the orange Noonan button again, give it a few seconds to load, and it's gonna give me some data on hitting the green. So obviously it's come up straight away with the 5-iron. I mean, I'm about 110 yards away or something, I've not zapped it yet. But if I change that 5-iron to maybe
a sand wedge. You can see that my sand wedge dispersion is pretty tight, that's great. However, that's going to come up short. So maybe let's head down to a gap wedge. That's going to land maybe front of the green. Now, I know this course pretty well, and I know that the green slopes from front to back. We've got a pin that's there in the middle today. So I reckon a full gap wedge is going to be a pretty decent number. So it's saying I've got 112 to the middle of the green. If I press on the circle at the top, I can cycle through a few different views. It's even saying the conditions, so it's saying whether I've got an elevation gain or it's taking the GPS location and getting the weather forecast and seeing how much wind there is and the temperature. But yeah, we'll play how Noonan's telling me to play. We've got a gap wedge. It's saying I've got 80% chance of hitting the green. Let's see what happens. Oh, be good, please. It's coming round nicely. Oh, yes. It's about left-hand side of the green. Let's go and see what the distance is saying. I'll tell you what, that's not bad, is it? I'll be honest, I'll take a tap in par here. Exactly like I plan to do on the tee. Oh, you've got to go. These greens are so slow at the moment. They've just been worked on. Damn you. I had a good line as well. Easy tap in par, just like I set out to do on the tee. Thanks, Noonan. Jesus, I'm level par after the opening 3 holes. That never happens. So the 4th hole here at Longridge is 400 yard-ish par 4. We've got the fairway that banks massively from right to left. And let's check out my digital caddy Noonan and see what it's telling me to do. Like we saw earlier, my dispersion with the driver is quite erratic when I was doing my distances on the launch monitor. And it's saying I've got a 40% chance of hitting the fairway, okay? Now, if I went down to, let's say, my 3-wood, I've got a 52% chance of hitting the fairway. 2-iron, 71% chance of hitting the fairway. But we've not come here to see me play safe all day, have we, right? Now, like I said to you before, I know this course very well. I usually take a driver on this hole because I feel like it's just a little bit more forgiving. The bank is going to bring it back down towards the fairway. So even though I've only got a 40% chance of hitting the fairway, let's see what the driver's saying. So I'm just going to aim for the trees on the left-hand side. That's not a bad point, actually. Let me just adjust my target line, to, don't want to aim for the bunker over there, I want to aim for those trees over there. So, my chances of hitting the fairway have now gone down to 21%. See what happens. Oh my days. I've done exactly what it said on the app. Sliced it to the right. Oh well, at least we know the app works. Wasn't my best, but the shot that I've hit is exactly the shot that it said on the app. Okay, so I'm going to take you there now, and I'm going to show you where the dispersion circles were saying that I was going to end up, and where I've actually ended up. And we'll see if the distances are accurate as well. Yeah, as you can see, I'm in a bit of a predicament. On the bank, ball massively above my feet. What I do like though is somebody's planted a feather. Somebody watches Golf Sidekick, I absolutely love that. Planting feathers, growing birdies. Although I don't think with my shot right now, I'll be growing any birdies. Now then, I want to show you this, right? This is amazing. So I've just smashed my driver. I've aimed it where the target line was on the app, and it's ended up almost bang in the middle of that dispersion, those dispersion circles. And yeah, like I said, not got a very nice shot in. Green's directly behind these trees in front of me. Let's press the Noonan button and see what my digital caddy is recommending. So it's saying that I've got 174 yards to the centre of the green. If I press the button at the top, it's saying it's playing like 170 yards to the middle of the green. Let's hit the Noonan button. Okay, so if I hit a 5-iron, it's recommending I'll end up at the front of the green with a 58% chance of getting on there. Now, one thing that we need to, well, a few things that we need to consider about this, right? It's not taking into consideration my lie. There is absolutely no way that I can hit a 5-iron out of that lie. There's also a bunker short left, which I really don't want to go into. And of course, it all banks still from the right hand side down to the left. So here, course management wise, I need to be thinking I just need to get it somewhere around that green, chip it on and give myself a putt for par. So rather than hitting a 5-iron, it's probably the lie that I've got here is going to be at best an 8-iron, I think. So if I hit an 8-iron, I'm going to end up a little bit shy of the green. I'm not going to go in that bunker, which is perfect, and then I can give myself a chip on and hopefully make a par. Again, just want to point out here, if you scroll through the options at the top, we've got wind direction, and we've also got elevation change as well. Oh, love that, Mitch. Absolutely love that. Get up there. Oh my days, I've gone to the back of the green. Wow, I've overshot the green. That's outrageous. Must have got a massive flyer lie there. It's come out super hot. And anyway, like I said, I wanted to give myself a chip onto the green, potentially a 2-putt. I just didn't expect to be all the way back here. This is something that Noonan can't really help with, the short game around the green. Something like that. Go on then, my son. Get close to that pin, please. Oh, I'm happy with that. Pulled it. Damn you. Oh well. That's the 4th hardest hole in the course, I think. 3rd hardest hole. Anyway, get a shot on there. Bogey, 1 over after 4. I'm taking it. So you've seen a par 5, you've seen a par 4. Let's take you to a par 3. Right, so we're on a par 3. It's about 170 yards to the centre of the green. It's saying on the app we've got 179 yards to the centre, playing like 178. Let's hit that Noonan button and let's see what club it's recommending for me. So if I hit a 5-iron, it's saying I've got a 64% chance of hitting the green, which is pretty decent. Now, I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but you can either press the total or the carry arrow down in the bottom left-hand corner, and that's going to tell you, it's obviously going to put your dispersion circles where your data is saying your club will carry or where it's going to finish up. Now, obviously in golf, we like to know the carry distances really, just so we can pitch it in the right areas. Now, it's saying for me, a 5-iron, 40% chance of hitting the green. If I go total, so I've got a 64% chance of hitting the green. If I go 6-iron, I've got a 30% chance of hitting the green. Let's hit a 5-iron and see what happens, because usually I wouldn't take a 5-iron on this hole, but let's find out. Oh, I've hit it very well. It's on line with the pin. What's the distance saying? Oh my gosh. I've put it to about 15 feet. I love Noonan. Can't actually believe that. I would never usually take a 5-iron on this hole. But look, you can't argue with the data, can you? I'll show you in a minute when I get there, but I'm in like perfect position, uphill putt. Yeah, about 15, 20 feet away. Magic. Would you look at that? What is it, 12, 15 feet? Unbelievable. I thought I had an uphill putt, but I don't. I need to show you where I've landed. Look at this. Let me show you. I am the blue dot, and I am slap bang in the middle of that dispersion circle, given my target line. I absolutely love that. Can we make a birdie for the camera? Oh, you've just got to hit the thing, Mitchell, and it's going in. But we love tapping pars on this channel. Oh, yes, because that means I'm 1 over after 5. Whew, lovely.
So I went through the rest of my round using the app, and like I said at the start of the video, I actually ended up shooting one of my lowest scores ever. I shot a 75 gross, which was 4 under my handicap on the day, and that round brought me down to an overall 8.5 handicap, which I'm absolutely buzzing about, because my goal for 2025 is just to be able to call myself a single-digit golfer.
He sunk it, he sunk it, he sunk it for a birdie. Get in there. Unbelievable.
Now, you've seen how the app works, from the bag mapping through to the on-course club and aim recommendations, dispersion circles and the percentage chances and all of that sort of stuff. And when it clicks, it really does help you manage your way around the golf course better. However, before I can fully recommend it to the viewers of this channel, then there's a few things that I need to point out that need a little bit more of a polish and refinement. So let's run through what didn't work quite well and also who I would recommend this app for. Now, overall, I've got to say that this app actually got me out of a bit of a rut on my home course, because I'm so used to playing certain shots and making the same club choices round after round. But Noonan forced me to think a little bit differently, and like I said, that led to me having one of my best ever rounds. Now, on flatter courses especially, where elevation change isn't a big factor, then I think this app could work quite well. But before I could rely on it every round, there are a few refinements that I think I'd like to see. For example, it would be nice to quickly scroll through the clubs in your bag rather than needing to go into your bag, selecting your next club, and then waiting a few seconds for Noonan to do its calculations for your dispersion circles. There's currently no support for partial wedge shots, only full shots, so it isn't much use inside 100 yards. And even though it does have elevation calculations, it doesn't actually adjust your dispersion circles to account for that elevation change. So instead, you still have to do your own calculations. And on hilly courses like mine, there's a lot of working out to do. Now, you also can't save and revisit your scorecards after your round, which is something that you can do on other GPS apps. But with all that said, I have been in regular contact with the guys at Noonan who have explained to me that they're working on improving each of the things that I've highlighted. And I do think that this app has got a lot of potential, especially for higher handicap golfers who are still figuring out their yardages and their course management strategies. But if you're already a single digit golfer and you use a rangefinder and you know your game inside out, then it might not add a whole lot. But if you are looking to make smarter decisions on the course using your personal launch monitor data without the need for any spreadsheets or manual guesswork, then this app could well be a game changer for you. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and check out the link in the description to grab yourself a 7-day free trial.